that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Well, I had a really gut punch of a feeling yesterday when I realized it's Tuesday, but there's no Andor to watch. So we just did get finished watching Andor, one of the greatest things Star Wars has ever done. It's an absolute masterpiece. And I made the prediction yesterday on my open mic show that I think it's going to come down to the pit and Andor, is what I think at the Emmys. Well, now the Hollywood Reporter, one of the big trades, as the Emmy nominations are coming up in about a month and a half, about 6 weeks away, I think, when we get our nominations. They just put out what they believe is the list of the shows that are going to get the ultimate nomination for TV. Best drama and by the way, comedy, we'll cover comedy as well, but best series on television. And here are the shows. Let's see if your show is on this list. Here are the shows that they are predicting are going to get nominated for best drama. They're predicting The Pit, Severance, White Lotus, The Last of Us, The Diplomat. By the way, I did not watch the new season of The Diplomat. And I was late to the original season. I really like it. It's really quite good. Anyway.
What are the numbers? Is that season?
Season number 2.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Of course, Andor, Slow Horses, and Squid Game. I have also not watched Squid Game season 2.
Man.
I haven't watched that yet.
Slow Horse is always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
They then say, though, that these following shows are threats to get one of those nomination spots. So those are the ones they feel are going to get the nominations.
Right.
Here's the ones that they say could get in there.
All right.
Paradise, which I loved. Handmaid's Tale for its 6th season. House of the Dragon.
Jeez.
Day of the Jackal, which I loved.
Yes, that.
Your Friends and Neighbors, which I haven't started watching yet.
Oh,
I need
it's
to get on
fun.
that. Bridgerton? Okay.
Well,
And this season wasn't even that good.
I
It was
haven't
not
watched
nearly
it,
as
so I
horny as we
can't-
were promised. I am
can't say.
disappointed.
And Bad
added that
Sisters,
one, didn't she?
I don't watch things that aren't horny enough.
and Industry. And then they say
Moments.
Outside Shots. Landman, Matlock.
That's cool,
By the way,
but
I
no.
loved Matlock. Yellow Jackets, The Boys, The Perfect Couple, Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, and Interview with the Vampire, Elsbeth, and The Agency.
those are definitely outside chances.
So let's go back to the ones,
good.
though.
That's
I'm not-
I mean, if you look at all those shows, that's a pretty terrific indication of what kind of entertainment.
Yes,
we're
it is.
Yeah,
We
it's
are
been a
living
good
in a
TV
great
year.
era of
Yeah.
television.
getting. Yes.
We are living, I kind of feel like when the Emmy nominations come out, it's a little bit of an eye-opener like when the Oscar nominations come out, because when you get around Oscar season, you can think, well, this year was so good in movies. And you start going down all the list and like, actually, this was a really good year for movies.
Yeah.
This is a great time for television, man. And that's not, we haven't gotten to the comedies yet. So these are the ones that are up there for comedy. So let's get to comedy in a second here. I still think it's going to come down to The Pit and Andor. I think Severance could possibly get in there, but I'm still thinking Andor and The Pit. I do love the nominations. If there was any other one from the list that I might promote up, it might be Paradise.
Yeah.
Paradise, I might move that up and replace. I can't say replace Squid Game because I didn't watch Squid Game. I don't know which one I'd replace it with.
I'm gonna punch air if White Lotus wins. I'm just saying that right now.
Did you watch this season?
I'm just so over White Lotus.
This
And-
is the
and
first
hype.
season I actually liked.
It only
Wow.
took 3.
It only took 3. First one was like, this is fine, but it's not as funny and satirical as everyone says it is. Season 2, I absolutely hated. I hated it so much with my whole being.
Your eyes
And
twitching, I
then,
could tell.
Yeah, and then Amy Newman made me watch the 3rd season, basically.
Amy.
And it's fabulous.
And by
So
the way,
messed up.
they're also predicting in this that like 4 actors are going to get nominated for Best Actor just from White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so including Walton Goggins.
He's so good in it.
Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Ridge. Hey guys, listen, I love this thing. This is my Ridge wallet, and honestly, I think it's the last wallet I'll probably ever need. I used to carry around this huge, bulky leather beast stuffed with receipts, old cards, and frankly, way too much junk. It messed up my back when I would sit down on it with my back pocket, and since switching to Ridge, game changer. This thing is sleek, compact, holds up to 12 cards plus cash, and it still fits perfectly in my front pocket. I've got the carbon fiber one. It's ridiculously durable and looks amazing. You can choose from over 50 different colors and styles too. And in today's world, this part is key. It's got RFID blocking tech built in so you can keep your info safe from digital thieves. Peace of mind and style? Absolutely. Another added bonus is if you're like me and constantly misplacing your stuff, they even have an AirTag attachment so you can always know where your wallet is. And to make this even better, Ridge gives you free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products, wallets, key cases, even suitcases. Right now, Ridge is having their huge Memorial Day sale. Get up to 40% off at ridge.com/Campea. That's ridge.com/Campea. And after you buy, tell them our show sent you because it helps a lot. Rob, you got a series in here
Gotta
that
watch
is
it
standing
for the
out to you?
dog.
Do you think
Well,
there's a series
that's
missing
true.
from
I
your
was
prediction
not
list?
missing, but like you said, I'm a big Paradise guy. I loved Paradise. I was totally blown away by that. But no, I mean, look, The Pit, I got to tell you, that was one of those shows that Elizabeth was watching. I'd heard about it. I'd read about the controversy about how it was ER 2.0 and Michael Crichton's estate was getting frozen out of it all. But I got to tell you, dude, that was some riveting TV.
It's a banger show.
You
It's
never
so
think,
good.
you never think like how many, since I've been a kid, if I were to calculate how many hours of medical TV programming I've watched,
Seen elsewhere,
based on
baby.
all the medical shows that existed, I never would have thought that there would be one more medical show that I would need to watch or that I found enjoyable. The Pit was that show. I was totally adverse to watching that. I was sucked in, man. I mean, that show's intense. I feel like I need to take a shower after every episode because I've just been like, but
It's done 24 style. It's done in
Yeah,
real time.
it's-
Every
That's cool.
episode is 1 hour of that
But I
day.
mean, I also think that a lot of these shows, I didn't think this season, I finally, caught up with all of Severance. I didn't think this season was particularly the greatest season of
I thought it was
Severance.
quite good. I didn't think it was as good as season
No.
one.
They took some big swings.
Yeah.
Well, they did.
I
But
appreciate
House
that.
of the Dragon wasn't, I don't think it was, it ended before it could have gotten great. It wasn't nearly as good as the first season. I
Yeah.
still liked it. But I think a lot of
also
these
feels like
shows
a
that are in
decade
there,
ago.
that have moved along, it's not their strongest seasons. So I look at Andor. Andor obviously ended big. It ended great. Paradise was strong all the way through. I really wish For All Mankind would be on this show list, but it's not.
The only thing
That's the one I would say that is never going to get the love.
The only thing I can't forgive Paradise for was the Meet Me on Murder Hill at.
Oh, that when
Yeah.
he said
I just
that?
could not. I can't forget.
Not
I
on
love
the
it. but-
phone.
Yeah.
Meet me tomorrow.
That's
Well,
fair.
he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that drove
But
me crazy.
how he was then dead, that part
That
was
part
at
was
least.
Yeah.
weird.
That
got weird.
surprised me. I got to admit, they got me
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Like, I did not see that coming. All right, well, let's now move over to the comedy for a second here. Here are the shows that they believe are going to get nominated for Best Comedy. Their list includes The Studio, Hacks, The Bear, which is not a comedy,
Tragic.
It is not.
Yeah.
Nobody Wants This, which was much better than I thought it was going to be honest. Only Murders in the Building, Abbott Elementary, Shrinking, and What We Do in the Shadows,
Right.
which I love this show. I love What We Do in the Shadows. I didn't think their final season was their strongest work.
No, but I appreciate the meta-ness of, hey, no finale is going to be good enough. We're
Yeah.
not going to do what you want. So let's just play around with that idea.
Then they have what they believe are the threats to get onto that list. Poker Face, which I know
Great.
a lot of people that love this show. The English Teacher,
So underrated.
The Four Seasons,
No.
No.
I watched that whole show. That is not a good show.
and liked it.
It's okay.
And
thing.
liked
It is
it.
not okay.
It's all coming back to me now. There are moments of gold and there are flashes of light, but there are things I
at
never
the
do
risk
again.
of spoiling, guys, if you don't want to know what happens in the Four Seasons, plug your ears. Like, what is it with Steve Carell being in these shows and then dying in them? The
Dude.
morning show and this anyway. Running Point, St. Dennis Medical, which I'll tell you what, I hated the first couple of episodes of St. Dennis
Spoiled
Medical.
it for me.
And it grew on me. It did grow on me. And then a show called The Rehearsal, which a bunch of our viewers have told me they really like. I don't know anything about it.
It's on my radar. It's on my radar.
There's a lawsuit with it right now.
You
There
gotta
is?
watch it.
Yeah.
Because whatever you think it is, it's not that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is.
I didn't know what it was either until I started watching it, and it certainly wasn't what I thought it was.
It's wild.
I
And
thought it
then
was
they
similar
say-
to the production you've done where you like up in Seattle. I thought it was something like that. You know?
Now,
Yeah.
then they say the outside shots, at getting in are Etoli, I don't know that one. The Residents, A Man on the Inside, Agatha All Along, Somebody Somewhere, and The Righteous Gemstones.
Ooh.
Which of course just wrapped up. But we'll go up now to the ones that they say, listen, the studio was such a big win.
I mean, it's
That was so like I had a few people before the show debuted. I know a few people who watched the entire series, and they like gushed about it. And I thought, well, as long as it's good, it's Seth Rogen, good Canadian kid. I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm just looking for. I'm sure it's not going to be that good. To me, it was that good. Like I loved it, and like you know me though, I'm always going to say it should be shrinking. This is a show that just finds a way every season to get funnier and more emotionally touching all at the same time. The fact that they're bringing Jeff Daniels and Michael J. Fox into it next year is just like, it's already almost has me in tears already. Again, I loved What We Do in the Shadows. I love that show, but I didn't think this was its strongest season. Abbott Elementary is always funny. Only Murders in the Building is always going to be on this list. Again, Nobody Wants Us was better than I thought it would be and made me watch it. But for me, it comes down to the studio and shrinking. Chris, when you see this list, what about you?
Well, first of all, get the bear out of there.
Yeah,
Get the bear out of there. That's what I would move up to drama. Get it out of there. Because no matter how often you make a cheeky cousin or these nuts kind of joke on there, it's not a comedy ultimately. It's a drama. And so that's my first takeaway. Shrinking is so good. Hacks is also, though, kind of unreachable, at least when it comes to Jean Smart's performance. She is on a whole other level.
that
And she
shows-
thanks Sal
so good.
Saperstein, by the way.
Of course. The studio is so brilliant, too. I mean, the comedy category, honestly, is so stacked. There are so many great options, especially on that second tier list, too, of things that I would potentially promote up there because you've got a lot of really, really great options. I think The English Teacher is something that has been wildly overlooked by a lot of people. I think Poker Face is such a smart show and so great. Natasha Lyonne is so killer on that. But ultimately, I do feel like Abbott, Shrinking, Only Murders, and The Studio are kind of your sweet spot ones for this season or this
Rob,
year.
what about you for the comedies?
You know what? Pediatric Oncologists is the funniest. That was an episode of the studio.
That was so uncomfortable to watch.
I was cringing. You brought it up.
Yeah,
before-
I texted you about
before
that. I was like,
I was
dude.
literally on my couch, curled up in a ball. It was so painful to watch, but brilliant. But I love Hacks. I mean, again, these are a murderer's row of shows. Like you though, The Bear. I don't. Why is that in comedy?
I mean, if you're laughing, you're just mean.
But I mean,
yeah.
there are laughs in the show.
Of course
No,
there are.
there are.
Moments on it.
It's comedy relief,
still a
though.
drama.
But
It's
the
not-
same way how you might chuckle at something that happens on The Pit, that doesn't
Yes.
mean it's a comedy.
Yeah.
It's comic relief, but
Yeah.
what he's dealing with is not
It's
funny.
not funny.
No.
So if
But-
you had to hand out the award, who do you think wins here?
God, Hack. That is tough. I think the studio does have a shot only because of how it's captured kind of the industry itself.
I think it's how the industry relates back to it.
Yeah,
I think they're
and
gonna-
I think that at first people were dubious. I didn't think the first episode was particularly good. And then when it got more specific, it drilled down into specificity. It became funnier and funnier. So I think that it definitely has a shot. But Jean Smart's probably going to win again.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah, I don't see
which
that
I
changing.
think is, I love her. But things like Poker Face, that's a great show. And I could see that. By the way, Adam Arkin, who we work with on
Yeah,
True
he
Noir,
played my dad.
played your dad, one of the executive producers of that show. I think Poker Face is a good show too. I mean,
and a Ryan Johnson show.
yeah, Ryan Johnson show. That's right.
That's
By
right.
the way, in my head canon, I'm just throw this out there. Catherine O'Hara's character in the studio is the same character she was in Schitt's Creek once she got their financial life back together.
Perfect.
And
Wow.
in the studio season 2, the studio will now be putting together a movie called The Crows Have Eyes 4, The Recroning. And that will come, and only people who watch Schitt's Creek will get that.
She is totally. I mean, she was killing it in The Last of Us.
Oh, she was great
and
in The Last
killing
of
it
Us.
in the studio. She is an incredible performer
Oh,
and
she's
has been for
fabulous, man.
40 years.
If they
What?
don't write her a daughter, and if they don't cast it as Aaron Cummings, I will scream. I will scream,
Erin
and I
would
will flip
play her
every
daughter
table.
so good.
She just looks like her beautiful young daughter.
Yeah.
Like every time I see Erin, I'm always just like, that's just you.
We got to bring Erin Cummings back. She needs a series. How do we get Erin Cummings?
I'm sure she's on series. She's a great working actress.
That's very true.
Yeah,
she's killer. She's so good.
She's been in a lot of series.
No, but I mean, as a lead.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a gifted.
She's
performer.
way due. She's so good.
Of course, she lives in New York now.
She does.
With her husband Tom and their 2 children. But anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about these lists about who they're predicting will get the nominations? Do you think there are some names missing? Do you have a particular favorite in both drama and comedy that you would like to see get a lot of love and attention? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.